Hello everybody, and we're about to start a brand new Let's Play series of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Let's get into making our new game here. Just keep everything default. And let's get into it.
Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land.
Always such a cool intro.
A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drangleic. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish. Time after time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
In we go. Okay, let's take a look around, because it has been a while. I know we have some items we can try to find over here somewhere. Such a desolate area. The little doggies over here. Okay, we've got a rusted coin. If we go this way, we can grab that item by the waterfall. And then one more item to grab. If we go by the ogre over here, there is some pine resin. And then we'll just make our way right on over this way. No need to get him angry. And into the treehouse we go.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
Okay, let's put in our name here. There we go.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look.
Who do you think it's supposed to be? Think back, deep into your past. Yes.
Pretty cool concept.
It's an effigy of you.
Allows you to remember your own humanity. Okay, let's do class and gift. For this playthrough, we're going to be a Hexer. So we have a couple of options that make the most sense. Because we have to get our faith and our intelligence up equally. So you can either kind of start with a faith class or start with an intelligence class. Or even go to a deprived class if you're really feeling like that. But I think we'll just start with sorcerer, because that way we start with some magic, We start with some intelligence and an attunement slot. I'm just going to work our way from there. And then for gift, I always like to take the healing wares. Life ring, I think we get one early on anyway. Human effigy, will have so many of those that we don't need extra. Homeward bone, we won't really need that. And we can find aesthetics along the way. And petrified something we don't really use much. So let's just go with healing wares. And then let's customize our character here. Can be a male character this time. There we go. Not too many options here. Let's go with that one. Guess you would think kind of a mage would have some long hair. Hair color. There we go. Can't leave the eyebrow and the eye color. Oh, we don't want eyebrows changing much. Let's just go to eye color here. There we go, and let's see, what kind of beard do we got? I guess we'll go with that. Okay, I think our hair color was over this way. There we go. So let's make our eyes dark. And good. Okay. Don't think we have anything to hang out with that. And we are all set here.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you never know.
Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom.
But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Quite the vote of confidence she's giving us. Okay, here we are. Let's kind of check out our setup here. There's our dagger in the right, staff on the left. We don't really need our hood, but there we go. Okay, and I always think this place looks really cool. Just hanging out inside a tree. Okay, human effigy. We do have some cool descriptions to check out here. Go to our items. We have a human effigy, a warm, soft, shadow-like effigy. Use this item to reverse hollowing. It also weakens the links to other worlds, preventing invasions and most cooperation. Peer closely at an effigy and one begins to perceive a human form, but whose form it takes depends on the person looking. Of course, we have life gems. often found near abandoned corpses, as if it were the remains of the soul. It just gradually restores your health. We have different types of life gems here. Poison moss will help with if you are poisoned. If enough poison builds up in the body to break out and cause poisoning, your health will start to decrease. If you wish to stay alive, you would do well to keep a supply close to hand. Faintly poisonous clump of moss. First we have the dark sign. Gold pine resin. Affected weapon inflicts lightning damage. Rusted coin, I believe, raises your luck. And a small, smooth, and silky stone. You can use it to restore health slightly, but it's best to just give them to the crows, because then you might get an item that you might want. The shine of this stone is no ordinary polish and can only be achieved over a long period. Some in this land are in search of such stones. And then if we check out our outfit, I wonder if there's any description here. Hemp hood that fully covers the face, provides protection from the elements. The cursed souls who wander the lands have a strange way of ending up here, as if drawn from afar by some force. Okay, same description here. And then of course we have the black hollow mage robe, worn by hollowed Drangleic mages. Drangleic mages wore different garb depending on their sex. What function this served, however, is unknown. As with many old practices, this is a woman's robe. Oh, nice. Well, at least it looks nice. Let's light our fire. Okay, we've got a torch. Won't need just yet. Now our build is going to be a Hexer this time, so we're going to play around with some dark magic. And we had some options that we were looking at when we were starting our playthrough. We were debating some items and some weapons. Our main weapon is going to actually end up being the silver black spear. And our staff, we could probably work with two for the most part, the sunset staff, and then over to, I think, the witch's staff. Just because the witch's staff has more versatility when it comes to hexes, because in the game, not all hexes can be used by all forms of catalysts. And we were debating between, essentially, that's always a cool spot, the Scythe of Nar Alma and the Silver Black Spear, but the Silver Black Spear won when we took our poll, just barely, but it would have been interesting to try the Scythe of Nar Alma just because you don't get to see that weapon very often. Yeah, another dagger. Let's just throw that on here. And then if we had used the Scythe of Nar Alma, we would have then used the Bone Staff, just because they use different items for upgrading. Because our Sunset Staff will take Twinkling Titanite, and the Scythe of Nar Alma would have taken Twinkling Titanite. So we kind of would have made a different decision there. There we go. Okay, another life gem. But it should be a very fun playthrough. It's always an interesting time being a mage. I think we can kick that ladder down. Okay, let's see what item we get here. Oh, cracked red eye orb. Don't think we'll be using that much. And drop on down. And drop him down again. Okay. And of course the jumping, gotta kind of get that going again. Line this up just right and jump. Okay, Amber Herb always comes in handy when you're dealing with magic. Just restores your spell casts. Oh, he's kind of hiding now. Okay. Okay, another cracked red eye orb. And of course we can't go that way yet because it is blocked off. This just leads over here. They didn't even let you target those guys. Okay, we are heading over this way, I believe. Okay, nice and easy. There we go. And onward to probably, could very well be my favorite hub area of any Souls game. Into Majula. It's just so enchanting. The warm light, the music that plays eventually once we make our way over there. Just a stunning thing to behold. There's our music. You've got Divine Blessing. We'll just kind of do a little bit of bookkeeping over here. Lots of little things we gotta get in motion at the start of the game.
Have you business with me? The way yonder is all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above. Who thought it a good idea to put it there? Oof, I'm in quite the pickle now. See that statue? Gives me the willies. You stare at it for long enough, it starts to look alive. It just doesn't seem quite right. There are no craftsmen round these parts. Hey, you don't think a real-life person was turned to stone, do you? See that statue? Hey.
Okay, we got Benhar's dialogue started. Life gem. And the statue he's talking about, of course, is over here. Right there. Rosebeth. She has been petrified. Oh, we got some stuff going on in here. See if we can kind of draw this guy out. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. too much of a close-up on that area, but you can see the weapon he was using is pretty interesting. Kind of like a bloated hollow. Lloyd's Talisman. Anything else we got going on in here? Any other items? I do not think so. Okay. So if we check out our new items we've picked up, we have a Lloyd's Talisman. Used by Cleric Knights, blocks Estus recovery. It is said that the Cleric Knights use these talismans to hunt down accursed undead. Cleric Knights fight with pride, and by blocking the recovery of the undead, they can also fight with impunity. Of course, we've also picked up some souls. The soul is the source of all life, and even in undeath or hollowing, the mind seeks souls. Okay, and amber herb. An annual herb with an amber color so deep it gives the impression of luminescence, restores a small number of spell uses. It is the mistaken belief of many that the flowers of this herb do not blossom. However, small white flowers do blossom during dusk when the moon is visible. And of course, a divine blessing restores your HP. Water blessed by an ancient goddess, her name is long forgotten, and the Magic Academy of Melphia denies even her existence. In any age, there are those who refuse to see reason. It is their meddling that distorts the truth. I forget if the divine blessing comes from Velka or maybe even Guinevere. I forget, though, who the goddess was that blessed that. Okay, and then of course we have a drop-off point somewhere around here. Right this way. Take a look at the lovely water. And drop on down. And then drop on down again. And we can pick up Morning Star and our Cleric's Chime. And then of course will come in handy later on, our binoculars. Always need those if you are a spellcaster. They definitely help. Okay, might as well throw that on. Actually, put it on our right hand. Because now we can, as we cast, we can kind of aim a little differently. I think this is the area we just came from. Yes.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind.
I don't think we have any items that we would need.
I came from the west, from Volgan. Have you been there? It's a lively place, vibrant with trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway. I don't even know why I'm still here. Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really. A group calling themselves the Blue Sentinels have gained much power in Volgan. You can't even run a shop without their blessing. They claim to be working for the greater good. Oh, but it's absolute hogwash.
Great question. Okay. Got all his dialogue. Let's climb on up. Okay, got a Titanite shard. Of course, Titanite is used for upgrading most weapons. Okay, this is locked at the moment, but we're gonna want this. Estus Glass Shard. Nothing over that way.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say.
Well, that's encouraging.
Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat. Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalqua. Enchanté. So, what did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
Yeah, I don't think there's any items we need at the moment.
This place is already dead. Everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful? This place is... We receive only the most peculiar visitors. Folk like yourself. It's enough to keep even a cat amused. Are you going to see the old ones? Those four who have grown so incredibly ancient. They must have sprouted quite a thick coat of moss by now. For heaven's sake, no one even knows their names anymore. Imagine that. Yes, nothing like yourself. For you have a most pleasant scent that grows nicer with each passing day. Have you made friends with the man by the sea? He's lost everything. Absolutely everything. The only thing he's good for now is a few tidbits on covenants. Covenants are a type of, well, contract, you might say. You give something to gain something. That's the way humans like it, right? It might be just the thing you need. But what does a cat know? Did you see that oddly formed rock behind here? Long ago they called it Victor's Stone, as I recall. If you wish to face greater challenges, speak to the rock. Although, you'd just as well not. This place is everything will
Okay, we got our dialogue right there.
Nothing suited you, I presume.
And of course the old ones I believe Shalquar was talking about. We have, if you go back to the really old ones, you have Nito, the Witch of Izalith, Seath, and of course Gwen. And their souls are within the... in different areas now. So you have, I think the Lost Sinner has the Witch of Izalith's soul. You have the Old Iron King has Gwen's soul. The Rotten has Nito's soul, and Duke's Dear Freya has Seath's soul. Of course, Homeward Bone, and here is the rock that Shalquar was talking about. Of course, you can become part of this covenant, and the game does get a little harder. I think it takes a little more to kill enemies. They also spawn indefinitely, because in this game I think if you kill an enemy 15 times it stops spawning. So if you're farming for anything, that does come in handy. Honestly not sure if we have anything to farm, though. I forget what we'll be needing for the rest of our playthrough at the moment.
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant. But now somebody's gone and locked the door. I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools. Bring me that key. Chop chop.
Okay, we'll be finding that key in a little bit. Okay, another life gem and soul. Okay, and then you can kind of see where we'll be heading as we play the early part of the game. You have the Forest of the Fallen Giants right there, which takes us over that way. You can see Drangleic Castle off in the distance. Pretty awesome. That's where we were a moment ago by the rock. I always love to check out the distance of where we were and where we are. And I believe you can kind of see some things from here as well. I forget if that's the Lost Bastille over there, but it could be. And like the Salt Fort and everything.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Drangleic these days, there are very few places like that. I am Solden. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here. Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody. Do you know much about souls? Even I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself. Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive. To walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there. We undead will never die. And that's quite a predicament, really. There are 4 beings in this land with giant souls. And wherever you go from here, you'll sooner or later come up against them. Each has a powerful soul. And a terrible curse. If that frightens you, then you ought to just give up right now. Like I have.
Yeah, he has no more fight in him.
Do you ever cry out for help? The journey of an undead is long and treacherous. You'll face invaders from other worlds at every turn. If you need help, why not proclaim faith in the Blue Sentinels? When you face danger, the Blue Sentinels will come to your aid. Protection is yours, if you wish. You need only accept their kind embrace.
Okay, let's join the Covenant. We get a ring for doing that.
That is a wise decision. People are weak, but the Blue Sentinels watch over us in their benevolence. Let the Sentinels cradle you in their embrace.
Okay, so we hop on over to our rings over here. We have the Blue Seal. Ring of the Way of Blue increases health slightly. The Way of Blue is not developed religion. It is a humble prayer that spread naturally amongst those seeking help. When apostles of blue are invaded by dark spirits, they can receive assistance. So if you look, it just raises our health just slightly from 768 to 791. So nothing too crazy. And almost forgot, there's a shield we can pick up right over this way. Okay, the Crimson Parma. Granted, we won't be able to use it for blocking because our strength isn't quite there yet. Fancy name and nifty paint are surely a merchant's efforts to make this very ordinary shield more attractive. But we can use it for parrying at least, if need be. Of course, there is a better parrying shield coming up soon, called the Buckler. That is a little ways away in the Forest of Giants. Okay, we have one more person to talk to.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side.